Let's go. Next. All right, am I live on Facebook? I don't know. Let me check. Yes, awesome. Make sure I got audio. All right, perfect. There's audio. Not like the last time when I went live and I had no audio. I was so mad I had to start over. Anyways, how's everybody doing? How's everyone doing? Happy Thursday, y'all. I just came wanting to get on here really quick. Not really quick. Actually, I'm going to take a while. I got 2 presentations I want to do. So, man, it's good to be here present. It's good to be here in front of all of you, whoever decides to jump on. And whoever doesn't decide to jump on, well, hey, it doesn't matter. I still got to do what I got to do. Let me exit full screen so I could just make sure that everything is going on really good on my end over here. All right, so yeah, Facebook's is up and running. That looks like I got 1 person joining. So I just want to let y'all know that I'll be on Zoom. So if anyone decides to jump on and leave any comments, I'm not trying to be ignorant, ignore any comments. I'm just focused on the Zoom part of this video. So feel free to interact. Feel free to interact. Feel free to leave your comments. Feel free to share if you like as well. So yeah, just letting you know that I'll be more on Zoom. I won't be focusing on Facebook with any of the comments or nothing. So just bear with me on that. And yeah, I just wanted to cover 2 presentations today, and I've been wanting to get this done. Actually, I had got an idea of one new one for today. It's only like 5 slides, six slides, and I got this idea from someone else, he'll get it. But you know, I give credit to it for when credit is due. I give credit when credit is due. So I thank you for the idea, bro. But yeah, so let me go ahead and just jump right into it. Um, I'm not sure how many people we got watching. Yeah, music. Yes, you hear the music? That's some shamanic music. The what you call it? The natives. You hear it? All right. So yeah, that's awesome. All right. What am I? Am I public? Yeah. Okay. Good. So let me just give it some more time to see who jumps on the building, guys. To see what's up. Give it a little time before I start off this presentation. Let me lower the volume in this shit over here. All right. So let's give it some time. See who jumps on. See what's up. Like I said, I got a couple presentations I want to do. It shouldn't take too much time. The first one I want to do is like 6 slides. The next one is like 13. So it won't take too much time. Not like the other one. Shit, those were 3 hours each. 3 parts of that presentation I did. So let's just see what's up. Give it a moment. See who else jumps in. See who jumps in the building. So we can start. Um, all right, good. Okay, well, I'm just gonna go. I'm just go with the flow. Let me share my screen over here. Let's see what we share this. Let me make that small. Get this bigger. All right, so here we are. We're gonna talk about Christ, Jesus Christ, the magician. Okay. For a lot of you guys don't know, um, they like. See, here's the thing too. The Bible likes to really, really discredit a lot of who Christ really was. The Christ that actually walked the earth, not the Christ of that Bible, folks. It's the actual Christ that walked the earth. Okay? The magician. All right? So magic is real, guys. It's a real thing. It's not a fairy tale. It's not some magic is energy. So if you are energy, made of energy, what are you? You know what I'm saying? Yes, it takes some type of level to really master the gifts, your your magic, your abilities. It takes mastery. Um, but it is very real. It's not some fairy tale that's written in a book. It's just a real deal. So when you want to look at Christ, we're gonna look at Christ for who he really was, the magician, the one with the third eye, the Jedi, the master Jedi, the the legend, not the myth of Christ, the balance of the darkness and the light, um, the rebel. We're gonna look at the magician part of him. Okay, so we're gonna break it down some science. We're gonna go metaphysical on Christ. Break down the science who Christ was. Um, so here's the thing too. It's like a lot of people don't know who he really was. They get stuck in that Bible story, the greatest story ever told, man. This is the real science. This is science right here we're looking at right now. The art of science. Christ was one with the third eye. He knew about his 7 chakras. Um, In the Bible, they talk about the seven chakras are actually the seven seals. I'm sorry, I don't know why I can't even talk right. They talk about the seven chakras considered to be called the seven seals. So if you break the seven seals, you're actually bringing in the four horsemen, which is full of shit. Because we just don't have seven chakras. It's more than that. It's just it's more of a level of the chakras to be able to get more into your crystalline body, because your body isn't just a body, folks. You are a crystalline being. You are of spirit that's in the avatar. You're not just that body that you see in front of the mirror all the time. So let me go let's go right into this. So I don't you know waste any more time. So I used to see Jesus Christ the magician, right? Let's go into slide 2. Jesus Christ was able to turn water into wine. See how his hands are. You see the water. Now, like when I go ahead and I make my herbs and I put it into the pot, I turn on the fire. I use my hands to awaken the substances of the water, to bless it, to clean it. Then I use my hands also to go ahead and awaken the herb, the substances of that herb, to wake up its magical spiritual properties. So if you guys know your body is of alchemy. You are of earth, air, fire, water, and spirit. So what Christ is doing right here, he's doing a form of alchemy. Christ was an alchemist, ladies and gentlemen. All of yous are alchemists because of your body. You see how he's turning the water into wine? It's a sense of magic. He was an alchemist. He was able to form chemistry. I'm sorry, he was able to, let's just go jump to here. How with that chemistry part? He was able to turn metals, gold, or anything of any life to bring it to a different substance. It's about transforming substance. What is water? It's a substance. What is wine? It's another substance. He was able to transfer it and make it into a greater value. Not saying that water isn't a great value, but he was just showing you what he was capable of. He was able to transform the water into wine. So that's a part of being an alchemist. Okay. So if you see here, let's read through here. Then really quick says a form of chemistry and speculative philosophy practiced in the Middle Ages and the Renaissance, and concerned principally with discovering methods and transmuting baser metals into gold, and with finding universal solvent and an elixir of life. Any magical power or process of transmuting a common substance, usually of little value, into a substance of great value. Any semi-magical process of transforming and combining elements into something new through some kind of alchemy, he has reinvented himself as a writer. So this is more than just as a writer. He reinvented himself as a magician, an alchemist. Okay. So let's move along to the slide 3. Hold on. Actually, let me show you guys really quick on this alchemy real fast. Gives you guys more of an idea. What is an alchemy? What is alchemy? What is an alchemist? So let's share this. Let me get out of here. No. Ooh. All right. Let me go back here. Go to share alchemist. So let me go ahead and just show you guys right here too what this is. It says alchemist, right? I just want to give you guys an idea of more what is an alchemist, what is alchemy. So alchemist is someone who transforms things for the better. Today we recognize alchemy as a given chemistry, its rightful place as a serious scientific field. But the two terms initially overlapped in meaning before separating by the 17th century, just as astrology and astronomy did during the same period. But why did that happen? Because the Christian faith came in and said all this was evil. It was satanic, right? So let's go with astrology, astronomy. If you think about the astrology, it's us. We are astrology. We are astronomy. We are part of the stars, man, with the alignment. So alchemy, alchemy and alchemists are in fact older words than chemistry and chemist in English. Alchemists believe that lead could be that lead or no, yeah, lead could be perfected into gold. That disease could be cured, and that life could be prolonged through transmutation or a change of some essential element into a superior form. Okay. Now, the experiments usually involving heat and mixing of liquids lead to the development of pharmacology and the rise of modern chemistry. So you already know that the body is of chemistry. You are science. It doesn't. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to understand that you are of science. You don't have to be a scientist to know that you are of science. You are the scientist. You are the chemist, and you are the alchemist. So let's close that out. Or let's just, where's the other one that I have here? There's another one I want to show really quick. All right, let's see. Where's the other one I wanted to look at? All right. All right, just bear with me. Okay, I guess that's the last one that the only one that I have. I thought I pulled up some other stuff from alchemy. Okay, well that's not needed to do that. So let's go back to here. Sure. Back over here. So you already get the idea of what alchemy is and who Christ was. He was an alchemist. And this isn't fiction. This isn't a story. This is the real deal. Okay. Now we're gonna go into healer. So there, it appears that he's healing someone that is blind, right? Shamans heal someone that's blind. It all depends on their their level of their spirituality. It all depends on the level of their shamanism. You say at each level, you know, you grow, right? You're growing into different levels. So you know, he was not only known to be able to heal somebody from being blind, but he was known for all types of things of healing the sick, making them better. Um, Shamans been around for centuries. I mean, way before this Bible, way before this Catholic Christian religion. If you go back to the Amics were way around even before BCE, which is before the Christian era or the Common Era. Amics were known as the shamans or the witches in Mesoamerica. Okay, so shamanism has been around way longer, even before Christ started walking the earth. Okay, so being a shaman means he had received spiritual gifts. Most shamans can either be born with the gifts or they have a near-death experience that have allowed them to cross into the spiritual world but they were able to go back. When they came back from that spiritual world, they came back with their abilities. So let me go deep into shamanism really quick to give you guys an idea of what is shamanism, who were they, what were they. All right, let's go ahead and share this over here. Okay. All right, so what is shamanism? Shamanism is a form of healing found across the world in many ancient cultures. When first encountered by the West, shamans were commonly referred to as witch doctors. Okay, so what does this have to do with Jesus Christ? A lot, actually, which seems ironic as you would think Christianity and the belief system of a witch doctor has nothing in common. Shamans, good or bad, are in touch with the spiritual world. It is not at all superstition. So when they say shamans good or bad, because yes, like witches with their, I mean, remember everything is energy. So you do have some evil witches and some very good witches. You do have some evil shamans and real good shamans. This is all energy, folks. It doesn't matter what it is. It's their path they choose. You choose whatever path you want to choose, right? That's that's on that individual. Do as you will. So we see that they're in touch with the spiritual world. It is not all superstition. As I once saw a documentary of a shaman who hypnotized a man to be a badger of sorts, who then went to underwater and came out after a few minutes. I gotta make this a little bigger because it looks pretty small. I'm gonna have time reading it. All right. Okay, you already see that he. Okay, where am I at, man? No, went underwater and came out after a few minutes with a live fish between his teeth. Okay, this man could then eat roots that were not harmful to the animal, but were really deadly poison to humans. Before the shaman took him out of his trance, he made sure he removed all the traces of the poisonous root from his teeth to ensure that he did not die when he awoke. So that's power right there too, right? So why am I showing you guys this? Because I'm giving you guys an idea of what is a shaman. What can they do? What are their special abilities? What are their gifts? Shamanism has been taking place across the world for many, many centuries. As I said a few minutes ago, the Amics were around way before the Christian era. Okay, and that is facts. Okay, it's very documented. Now, I don't really want to read all this. We already know what they're capable of. I said earlier that some of them descended to the underworld, right? So that's like when you descend to the underworld, that's even during meditation, where you're able to go in the other. Let's consider the other world as well. Instead of the underworld, is the other world where spirit is at. So it says here the descent of Jesus into the underworld. The fact that Jesus descended into the underworld just like a shaman does in order to heal others. It is often glossed over by most Christians who just concentrate on his death on the cross. But it is mentioned in several key passages, and when Jesus had cried out again in a loud voice, he gave up his spirit. At that moment, the curtain of the temple was torn into two from top to bottom. The earth shook and the rocks split. The tombs broke open, and bodies of the many holy people who had died were raised to life. They came out of the tombs, and after Jesus' resurrection, they went into the holy city and appeared to many people. You know, so it goes on and goes on, telling you exactly that he was able to go into the underworld. Spirit left the vessel, right? Um, Now I don't want to go too much into this. I just wanted to use that idea that Christ was, in fact, a shaman. Okay. Now, I'm sure there will be people probably discrediting that, but I quite frankly don't care for any discredit or anybody's opinion because this is real stuff here. You know, so let me get out of here and we go on to the next slide. So let me go over here. So here we're gonna go to slide 4, and this has to do with necromancy, the resurrection of the dead by yours truly, Jesus Christ. He was able to resurrect the dead, right? So here it says John the Baptist has been raised from the dead by by Jesus. Necromancy, okay? That's another form of magic. All this that you see in here is done by spirit, by magic. Okay. So let me go ahead and just jump right into necromancy. Give you guys an idea about necromancy. So here, let's talk about the dark history of raising the dead. I don't look at it as dark, light. It's energy. It's what you do with it. So we know that Christ was able to resurrect the dead. This is also a form of being able to resurrect the dead is also a form of necromancy, magic. Okay. Um, Let me go to where I can find something better than just this right here. Let's see. See, necromancy is when you're able to speak to the dead. You conjure the dead. You talk to their spirit, get insight. It's it's a sense of sorcery as well. Um, this. All right. Let's see. What is this? Okay, that's now just on. Bear with me a minute. I'm just gonna try to. Oh, I forgot about this, and I should have done this one too. That's all right. All right. All right, care. I'll go here really quick. This one's good. All right, so you see here, what is necromancy? A sorcery, witchcraft involving death or the dead. You know, it's our energy. Okay, so when they say witchcraft, it doesn't mean it's evil. Um, it's very the reason why we always just think that witchcraft and sorcery it's a sense of evil because that's what we're told by those that use the magic themselves against a lot of people to keep them in a fucking spell, to keep them away from stepping into their power, to keep them away from knowing exactly who they are and exactly really knowing who Christ was, right? So you see right here in your face, what is necromancy? Okay, I'm showing you guys evidence. I'm one that searches, research, and I present it for what it is, not from just a story. Okay. Now let's see if I could find some more stuff in here. It's a big ass article about more of necromancy. I mean, you guys get the idea what necromancy is. Maybe you don't do some research on it. Do some research on not only just necromancy. Do some research on shamanism. Do some research on alchemy. Okay, so yeah, like I said, I don't want to spend too much time on this. I want to go ahead and do my other presentation. All right, so here, this is Christ. You notice how he's has this area more lit up. You see the halo behind him. The halo is considered your corona, your crown chakra, right? So he's the light body, the body of light. And what I said earlier when I mentioned that a lot, we are all crystalline beings. We are, when I said earlier too, we are not just human, but I say hue as H-U-E. What is hue? You look into hue, it means light. You are the light being. The light is within. The light is your soul. Okay. So you see how has the light coming out of him, and look at right here how his third eye is lit. That's the eye magic. Okay. So you look at I'm sorry, you go back here. The sixth chakra is also known as the Bro chakra, the third eye chakra, the inner eye. So relates to our mental abilities and psychological skills and how we elevate beliefs and attitudes. It also goes into I keep doing that. It also goes into your psychic abilities, your psychic awareness, the energy, right? Sit between our eyes being physically connected to the brain. It's the pineal gland, right? So this is why when you do your research on your pineal gland, you also see the eye of Horus. Okay. So it has to do with your conscious or unconscious, right? It's your psychological tendencies. Some more time about your psychic abilities, your magic. Okay? Because there's a lot of individuals that walk this earth that are very fucking gifted. Okay? There's a lot of individuals that walk this earth that are very, very gifted. I know there's people that don't believe that. It's not for you to believe it right now. Right now is not your time to really believe it if you don't believe it. Eventually you will. So let me go into the last slide. So this right here, ladies and gents, is thought. It's Djehuty. And I'm gonna go in depth with thought to show you and tell you who exactly is Djehuty. So here is Djehuty. He's one of the DDDs I work with. He's actually, I consider him my father. Now, let me go ahead and break it down to you who Djehuty is. Djehuty was an ancient god of ancient Egypt. I'm sorry. He was also known as Quetzalcoatl, Hermes, and Jesus Christ. Um, Reincarnation is a real thing, in which I'm gonna jump right into that as soon as I'm done here with this last slide. Um, Incarnation is when you're able to incarnate into another vessel. Your soul moves on and takes form into another vessel. So there's some people that don't fully concept who Djehuty was, and they deny the fact that Djehuty is the master magician, the creator of magic. He's what you call the head witch. Okay? So this is why when he incarnated as Christ, Christ was very in tune with the seven chakras, what the Bible wanna call the seven seals. And like I said, that is horseshit because there's more than seven chakras. Um, this is why Christ was in tune with his third eye, with his magic, his gifts, his psychic abilities. So the whole reason why Djehuty was incarnated as Christ was to show us how evolved the human being, or I want to say the crystalline being, can be evolved if they study and learn who they are and tap into their gifts. Okay. So I'm going to read something from here really quick. So this is Djehuty. He created himself by speaking his own. He created himself by speaking his name. Even when he was not supreme creator, God still does his fair share of creating. So Thought invented writing, gambling, stargazing, engineering, geometry, botany, medicine, mathematics, and magic spells. He actually even wrote a book of spells, which he hid from the masses. He actually wrote very good books. Like he helped write the Book of the Dead. He wrote the Emerald Tablets. Um, Actually, if you would get the book, The Emerald Tablets by Billy Carson, once you get that book, you start to open up your mind more and start realizing that we're actually living that moment right now, what Djehuty was talking about in the book of the Emerald Tablets. So he is the founder of alchemy. Why you think Christ was an alchemist, or why you think we are alchemists? He was the founder of alchemy. Okay. So he has many books that he has written, and I mentioned the book of the magic spells, the rituals. To Hoodie Man thought it was the master magician. Okay, so for anyone to deny the fact that Christ wasn't a magician, a witch, a shaman, an alchemist, you really gotta get your head examined because this is the real shit. Not some make believe story inside a Bible. Okay, Djehuty was not only say what I want to say wasn't just a god, but he was a god to be able to take different many incarnations. He took different vessels. He was able to be a master of so much things, man. You guys gotta do your homework on Djehuty. I don't want to go more into go more deeper into this. It doesn't I don't really have to do that. You guys could do your homework on him. And like I said, reincarnation is a real deal. And I'm gonna jump into that right now. So let me go ahead and get out of this slide or this one right here and jump into my other one. So give me a second here. Let me stop share. Okay, let me see something really quick. All right, let's go. All right, let me open up my other one. All right, come on, let's go. All right, here we go. All right, let's share. Okay, so here we are. Reincarnation. What is reincarnation, folks? Reincarnation is the belief system states that after death, the soul or spirit is reborn into a new body, which is very, 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 very fucking real. A lot of you humans are incarnated beings that are walking this earth and a mission. A lot of you beings that are still asleep that don't know that yet, you will soon wake up and start knowing who you are. Because reincarnation is a real deal. This is not some myth. This is some fucking fairy tale. This is real. So let's read this. It says what? I did not begin when I was born, nor when I was conceived. I have been growing, developing through myriads of millenniums. All my previous selves have their voices echoes, promotings in me. Times again shall I be born. It's true. Because here's the thing, the soul has been around for very, very long time, man. A lot of us that walk this earth, this isn't our first time here on this planet walking this earth. As you see, Djehuty, how many incarnations he had, even Christ. So let's go on to 2. So these are ways how you discover your previous incarnations. Recension is a plática done by a shaman or therapist. Incarnismo, a heart-straightening talk, is which weighs heavy in the heart and soul. Healing, purification, renewal, and rebirth, and to deal with past life problems or accidental occurrences or occurrency. And my legs hurt. It's gonna rain. Okay, reading is done by a Torah reader. To look at your present or future life, it allows the reader to access information about one or more previous incarnations. So the Torah or Oracle will be considered more like, I want to say, Akashic record, Torah or Oracle, something that tap into that energy of reincarnation. or incarnation. So regression is the process of going back into your past lives to retrieve past life memories by hypnosis. Of course, by a licensed hypnosis. Yeah, trained um, doctor of in hypnosis. Fuck, can't even say. I can't even think about that. But anyways, you guys get the point. Someone trained to be able to do that. You be able to go into your past life, retrack you like your past life, retrack who your past memories, retrack who you were, um, what era were you alive in, your previous lives. Um, a lot of you are party royalty. You don't even know it. A lot of you people are a part of very powerful fucking brujos or brujas and don't even know it. Um, it's a shame how we are being conditioned and asleep by a program that wants to program you and making you think that you're just that being that you see in front of the mirror all the time, right? Um, it's a shame how those that control everything like to control your mind, your body, and your spirit. Um, as I said earlier, a lot of people have walked this earth before many, many times, and this ain't some false nonsense or whatever. These are facts. You just have to open up your mind to it, be mindful to it. So let me go on to 3. So as I like when I mentioned too, the Akashic records is another way of going into your Akashic DNA. So the records of everything that has happened or will happen within our universe, all knowledge and information are available within them, including everyone's lifetimes, relationships, and experiences. I believe they did such. Oh, I do got a really good book here of the Akasha records here that I've been reading. It's this one. You guys could check this one out on Amazon. This is a really good book. It breaks it down very good in that book. And I believe in the Kabbalah, it also mentioned the, the Akasha records. Let me just make sure. Let's see. Yeah, so yeah, the Kabbalah is a book that was written by Hermes Djehuty. It's a really, really good book, this book right here. I don't remember if it did mention the Akasha records in this book. I know it did mention it in the Emerald Tablets. Yeah, it's all go down flake. Let's go get it. They did mention that in that one. So here it says upon. So here, let's just read this. Right? Awaken to your Akashic DNA. Upon incarnation into this reality, you had uploaded the Akashic data of your consciousness into your mind-body avatar complex. Remember, I said that earlier that you are an avatar. So here, let me break down some science really quick. So if you think about when you want to break down the reincarnation, okay, when you just break it down instead of seeing the word, break it down to a better understanding and understanding of what reincarnation is. Re is renew, reset. In is in. Okay? When you say car, the car is the vehicle, the vessel, the avatar. Nation is everything outside of you and is inside of you. That's what nation means. Okay? And the smoke is really getting to my eyes. So that is what reincarnation means. And then when you look at incarnation, it's about the same thing. It's in, car, the vehicle, the body, the avatar, and nation again is everything that's outside of you and inner. Okay? So when you're in the avatar complex by developing heart coherence, which occurs through the process, uh, fucking smaller, read it. Priority, you will find yourself awakening to a great remembrance by embracing the completeness of all things that are a part of yourself. This Akashic data is encoded within every single cell of your being, just waiting for you to come. I think that says online. It's kind of blurry. Online. Online, I want to say it says online. Would make sense because when you're able to activate more your DNA, you're becoming more online. Like your body, it's like the Wi-Fi when it's online, or when you're on the internet, you're online, right? So you're able to tap more into your DNA, your memories of who you are, who you were, your previous lives. Okay, so where am I at? I lost myself. What is online at, man? Where the fuck did it go? Okay, because it's blurry as fuck. And awaken to your multi-dimensional. I can't even read that. It's so fucked up. But it's just like you're a multi-dimensional being, and so you're able to go into different multi-dimensional locations of your mind, your DNA. Okay. So to anchor that activation of your Akashic DNA, you must choose to identify from the limiting story you have told yourself to be. So many times when they talk about this is my way of understanding what they're talking about. Your limited belief of who you really are. Well, this it's like the stories that were told by our parents, our grandparents, and so forth. The religion establishments, the churches, the Bible, and all that shit. Right? It limits your belief of a lot of things. Like they say, well, don't mess with that third eye or don't mess with that magic. That is evil. But in fact, they're the ones that doing that dark shit to keep you under a fucking spell. If you look into the Vatican, you see that the Vatican is very into the the dark cabal. They're into very dark magic. It's very documented who the Vatican is, the Catholic Church, the Christian Church, what they're into, what they're doing. If you go back to even the fact that what happened to our ancestors, who actually killed our ancestors, it was based on their religion belief system, right? And it's kind of ironic that as soon as they killed Christ, they went after the bloodline, his bloodline, Djehuty's bloodline. Our ancestors were one with spirit before religion even came along. They had a very strong connection with the creators, the mother, the father. And the real Holy Trinity of the Holy Trinity isn't Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. The real Holy Trinity is mother, father, and child, which you have your daughter and your son. Okay? So religion has been pretty much a tool to stop the masses from knowing who they are, who they truly are. All right? This is why they killed our ancestors in the name of that God, of that religion, because it was an attack on Djehuty. It was an attack on Christ. Because remember, Christ was a brujo, okay? He was a witch. Why? Because he was Djehuty, all right? So think about this. Why did they crucify him on a cross? If you look at the cross I'm wearing here, this is what you call an ankh. This cross was way around, way before that Catholic or Christian cross. They actually got the idea from the ankh. So the real reason why they crucified Christ and killed him, and Christ wasn't just a threat to that establishment, but he was becoming a troublemaker, trying to stop them from becoming the power you see now. The Vatican Church, the Roman Catholic Church. The Roman Empire never went anywhere. All they did was change their name to the Roman Catholic Church. Okay? If anything, the one that created Christianity was also a Roman emperor named by Constantine. So they use Christ's energy and his murder to say that he died for our sins. He didn't die for our sins. If anything, they didn't care if he was running around saying that he was the Son of God. They didn't care for that. They needed him out the way because he was causing trouble to what they were trying to build. This is why they killed him. So the story of Christ in that Bible is false. This is why you need to start studying more who Christ really was. The more you study more about who Christ really was, and you start realizing more of who you are. Okay? If you really want to start reading anything about Christ, the real teachings of Christ, read the Emerald Tablets by Djehuty. You're going to start connecting the dots from there. Once you start connecting the dots, you start realizing more of who you are. Because again, like I said, Christ walked this earth. He did. But not the way they want to tell you in that Bible. They're lying to you, to control you, to take your spirit from you, your energy from you, your mind, your conscious. Okay? Now remember when I showed you how Christ was lit up and he had the whole third eye all lit and the crown, the halo. If you think about this, the whole coronavirus, the corona is called your crown. It's the crown. The seventh chakra is up here. Your inner knowledge, your inner wisdom of knowing thyself and having more of a connection with your ancestors, your spirit, and the spirit world, the spirit realm. It's also helps you to increase your third eye as well. So the corona is really the crown. If you look up corona and you run it in Google or whatever the fuck, run it, you're gonna come up saying it's gonna come out saying halo, which many times when they would catch Christ with the halo, where was the halo at? The halo was above his crown. Okay? So that is the science of everything right there. I went metaphysical on you about the whole science of the crown, the corona, the halo. So let's continue here with this. So let's talk about the Akashic data is encoded within your. Okay, where am I at? Let's see. I already read that, didn't I? Oh no, I'm right here. Come aligned and they awaken to your to anchor the activation of your Akashic DNA. You must choose to let go of your identity that was placed on you falsely from limiting yourself. You have told yourself to be in order for the intelligent identity of your true nature to flow through you. Your heart is the portal which allows your Akashic data to come online. online. They come online like anything. What does internet need? It needs the Wi-Fi. Where does it come from? It comes from a modem. What does that modem mean? It needs to be online for your internet to work. So if you think about the body, also the body is also Wi-Fi, ladies and gentlemen. Remember, we are a frequency. We are energy. Okay, we are a vibration. So remember, being kids, when you're on a rug and you do this shit with your feet, you pick up static from the rug and you're able to shock somebody with the fucking finger of static. You shock them, right? Oh shit, the fuck was that, right? So because you're full of your energy, man, you're actually a walking signal of Wi-Fi. And this is facts. The more higher you raise your vibration, you're able to fuck up the grid within you're able to fuck up the signal within your home, your gadgets. You're able to alter that frequency. And this is facts. Study it. You start putting it together, knowing more of you are frequency. I know me personally, sometimes I'm on my phone and my signal drops or my phone starts acting crazy or something fucked up starts happening with my devices because the energy, the frequency, my vibration is in a high vibration and I'm able to fuck with certain things around me for the same reason. So the more you raise your frequency, the more you're able to raise your vibration, your higher consciousness. The best way to be able to look into more your Akashic records is start finding out who your bloodline is, who is your protectors, your archangels, um, tapping more into that energy. I did show you some ways how to do that. You go with someone that can hypnotize you, or go with a shaman, or like I said too, there's other ways to tap into that energy. Find out who your archangels are. Find out more your bloodline. Start studying more who you are, and things start coming back to you. You start waking up that wow, okay, things are starting to come back to you through dreams or whatever. Just like, for instance, this is what they call deja vu, is a feeling of having already experienced the present situation, a feeling of deja vu, a memory of a previous incarnation, a trigger from a place or thing to a person of your conscious mind. So, like I said, the memories start coming to you in dreams. Um, the best way to also to do that, as this slide said, is the heart. And so let me break down the science of the seven chakras real quick. We have seven, but there's more than just seven. So right now we're just gonna stay with the basic seven. So the first chakra is your root, that deals with your foundation, that deals with your family, that deals with your security, that deals with what else does it deal with? Pretty much, yeah, your security, your foundation, your grounding, your foundation, stuff like that. It also deals with stuff that you have to deal with from your past lives or your life you're living now, to be able to deal with and face certain situations that are stopping you from growing mentally, physically, and spiritually. And then you have the second chakra, which is your sacral, the sacral, that deals with your creativity, your sexual preference. It deals with a lot of things here. I got the book here. It deals with your creativity, your sexuality, with your feelings of health. Um, It deals with your, what you're going through, what your feelings, what you're feeling. So let me go move on to the next chakra would be your solar, your solar plexus chakra. That deals with your self worth, your inner tuition too. That gut feeling that you get is your solar. A lot of you probably have that gut feeling. That's your intuition telling you something that's wrong. You deal with your personal power. It deals with your spiritual and material worlds. Your inner peace. It's your calm, your peacefulness. It's your inner spiritual warrior as well. So and this is another thing that I want to just mention really quick about the solar before I continue to the rest. The solar is your fire. And I'm gonna break some science again really quick on something to give you guys an idea what is carbon. We are carbon, we are charcoal. And another thing that the Bible was also was lying to us about is the whole number 666. And I actually covered that in my presentation I did the last time I did I was covering the coronavirus and the 5G networks and all this and all that other stuff, herbs and stuff like that too. I mentioned the whole 666 in that presentation, and the whole 666 is us, 6 electrons, 6 protons, and so forth. I actually could even show you what that is before I continue on to the next slide. Um, so the whole 666 is carbon 12, which is considered your lower self, which is the devil, because we are of energy. We have the devil and the God within ourselves. So the whole 666 is 12. So that deals with your root, your sacral, and your solar. So when you think about charcoal, when you want to have a cookout outside and you want to go ahead and you need charcoal to cook, right? So what do you do to charcoal? You have to light it. So what you light it with? You light it with fire. So since you know that the solar is your intuition, and it's also your desire, your fire, your burning desire to go ahead and become that spiritual warrior, or to tap into that spiritual gift that you possess. So you need the charcoal or the fire to light it. So when you light that fire, you light that spark of that carbon 666. That's your Kundalini energy. And what that Kundalini energy does as a serpent, what does it do? It goes up. It comes from your spine, the spinal cord, and goes up till it hits your crown. And then you start forming halo. Then you activate more your third eye. So this top right here is your crown, which is also carbon 7, the God self. So the 666 considered carbon 12, which is the devil, and carbon 7 is which is God, the God particle or particle. So we already know that deja vu happens to a lot of us. And this is part of why you get that sense of deja vu, because something triggered a memory within your consciousness, your conscious mind. You don't have to be asleep to experience a deja vu, even though many times when we're sleeping, we can experience deja vus in our sleep, in our dream state, in the subconscious mind. But being awake is you're conscious. You're able to see certain things and know that you've been there before. Damn, I've been here before. You know what I'm saying? You get that sense of it, or a smell of a food that you never tasted, but you feel somewhere in your conscious that, man, I taste that before. That makes you want to go and get that food. Like, I want to go eat that now because it just clicked a sense within your mind too, like the smell. Like, damn, you know. So let me go ahead and just show you guys really quick what I'm talking about the whole carbon before I go on to that. Let's see, where are you? Okay. Wait, I actually gotta finish off to the chakras. I forgot about that. But let me just show this whole 6 first before I continue on to the rest of the chakras. And then we'll go on to the other slides. Okay. Let you share. All right. So here, I'll give you a better idea what's up. So this is Latin, right? Carbon comes from the Latin carbo for coal or charcoal. Okay. So when they talk about the whole 666 thing, and just look at this too, like this is Lucifer, but this is his other name, Porphyrius. You break it down, you get Horus. Remember what I said? The eye of Horus is inside a pineal gland. Okay. So this is pretty. I'm gonna break it down really quick. Let's see. Carbon, meaning charcoal, proof of 666 is found in the Bible, Isaiah. All right. So the one of the serpent flew to me with a live coal, charcoal, in his hand, which had taken with tongues from the altar. Tongues, altar. Okay. So Lucifer is another word for Porphyrius. Okay, Horus. Okay, the light bringer, the morning star, right? Is the elements below of carbon, which I already said the elements of below is your lower self, your root, your sacral, and your solar. All right. So let me go into the main thing right here. This is what I want to look at right here really quick. So this is DNA, this is RNA, this is us. We are made of this. So see right here, as known as pos Horus. You see that? It broke it down. You split it. It's Horus. Okay. So we know that it's 6 neutrons, 6 protons, and 6 electrons. That's us. So these are forms that we call in the matrix. It's the carbon, the 666, which is why they call carbon 666, the 12 is the devil, right? So this is our metaphysics right here, ladies and gents. All right. So let me open up my door. This smoke is really bothering my fucking eyes. But stop this. All right. So let me share this still. All right. So I talked about the solar already. So now we go on to the heart chakra, which what they say here, that the heart is access also to your Akashic records. And the heart deals with harmony, love, loving yourself more. Start having self care for yourself, self worth, self love. The more you have compassion for yourself, the more you have compassion for others, the more you have love for others. It all starts with self. Everything starts with self. Nothing starts with outside of you. It starts with you first, inner. And this is right now is like the perfect time to really to go ahead and to go more inner, because we're on lockdown. We're on this bullshit quarantine with this bullshit fucking virus and whatever. Fuck it. But if you can't go outside, you go inner. You go inner you. You go inside of you. which is very important. You start going inner. So the heart chakra deals with love, man. That's the key. The key to raising your vibration also is love. The more you love, the more you raise that vibration. The more you raise that vibration, the more you raise that consciousness of self. So let's go into really quick the throat chakra. It's up here, your throat. So the throat chakra deals with speaking from your truth. It also deals with speaking a spoken word, manifestation, speaking your truth, your word into your reality. Just like the creators when they created everything, yeah, they use spoken language, spoken word. Just like Djehuty, when he created himself just saying his name, spoken word, right? So it also deals with, again, more creativity, using your inner voice. Okay, your inner voice is the best silence of speech, because when you're quiet and you're just inside your mind and you're talking to yourself, you're actually talking to your higher self, or one of your guides or your protectors, right? And they give you information. Okay, so it's very important to start learning your 7 chakras, because we have them for a reason. We were created with the chakras for a reason. So now we got the third eye chakra, which is your inner eye, your inner vision. And so let me just break down the science really quick too. The whole 2020 has to deal with 2020 vision, your inner vision, your inner sight, um, your psychic abilities, your psychic awareness, right? So it also deals with your intuition, right? It deals with clairvoyance. It deals with spiritual sight and inner sight and vision. So 2020 is it all deals with vision, okay? And actually, we're not even in 2020, ladies and gentlemen. We're in 2012, and maybe I'll break that down another time about that whole 2012 thing. I know I did that in the presentation I did with the whole coronavirus and the 5G and whatever. I covered that, the Amic calendar. You could even run it on the internet, on Google really quick, and you can even wait till after this is done. The Amic calendar is actually the Ethiopian calendar, which in the Ethiopian calendar spoke of 2012. The year 2020 was going to be 2012. So take a look at that. You guys can see that for yourself. So lastly, let's move on to the crown chakra, which is your corona. Okay. So this also deals with reflections, divine trust, connection with the divine source. It identifies you beyond your physical form of your higher self, your higher consciousness. It elevates your consciousness, which what I like to call the consciousness is also called the Christ consciousness, but I also call it the thought consciousness, Djehuty. Okay? This is why we have the coronavirus, because the coronavirus is pretty much was to install fear. Not only was about depopulation control agenda 21 to eliminate the human race as much as they can, but it was also about to install fear into you. When they install fear into you, that you not only lower your vibration, but you lower your immune system, you lower your aura. When you're activating fear, you cannot elevate, you cannot grow spiritually, mentally, or physically. They control that mind. They control that aspect of your reality. So it's very important to know that what coronavirus really is. The coronavirus is an attack on you, on your consciousness. We're at a war, which we're in a spiritual war, but we are also in the war for your conscious, for your mind. That's what that war is. The whole coronavirus is a war on your consciousness. So yeah, that's it for the seven chakras. So let me move on to the next slide. So here we have your higher self. I love the way I did this because you can see it right here. What we're talking about with that. Your higher self. I love the way I did this because you can see it right here. What we're talking about with that. Yes, Ray is absolutely. We gotta tap more into that. All right, so your higher self is your crown. See how it's divided? You got the crown, and then you got the third eye. The crown is connecting connect with your lower self first. In order to able to ever reach your higher self, you have to deal with your lower self first. Your demons, your darkness. Because we all have that. We all possess demons. We all possess darkness. We are of energy. Dealing with stuff from the root, which is why they say that the devil is red. Why is the devil red? Because it's coming from the root chakra. The root chakra is red, right? So unable to reach your crown, you have to deal with your personal issues, even karmic debt, stuff that happened in your previous lives, any karmic from any previous lives, and there could be a lot of debt, but there's ways to deal with that. Doing the shadow work, um, facing your inner demons, making peace with your inner demons. The demons are part of you. You're part of them. The best way to keep your demons satisfied is not to feed them what they want, but to love them, make them part of you. And when you understand that and understand that, you're able to reach to different levels of your chakras, right? So it also has to do with forgiving yourself and others. Very important to always forgive yourself for whatever you've done in this life or past lives. Even if you're not even conscious about what you've done in those previous lives from being incarnated many times, it's just the whole concept of understanding that you're you you to be understanding of the fact that you fuck did some fucked up shit without even knowing what it was, right? But just to forgive yourself for that, it takes a lot. It takes a lot to do that, but also it helps to get rid of a lot of other shit that just holds you down. Because the more you're able to forgive, you can move on. And we're not perfect. We ain't perfect beings. I personally done some fucked up shit, and this um this lifetime and other lifetimes. Although I don't remember all that other stuff, but I'm sure I'd done some fucked up shit, and I made peace with that, and I forgave myself for that, and I forgave others as well for doing harm to me, or and so forth. It's about just identifying that element of yourself. So right here, like I said, it says here, identifying and get rid of limiting beliefs. Identify yourself for who you are, who you truly are, and get rid of all those limited beliefs that they put on you. What I mean, they put on you because obviously it came from someone else outside of you. Many times our ego can also stop us from ascending because one thing about the ego gets comfortable. It likes to stay where it's at. It doesn't like to get out of its element. Many times the ego isn't your amigo, but just understanding and understanding that helps a lot to be able to make peace with that and knowing that the ego is you. You control that ego. The ego doesn't control you. Nothing outside of you can really control you but you. You control. everything that's outside of you. Most of the time, I know that's hard to say because yeah, with like the simple fact that we're in lockdown and we got got this fucking order with the mask and all that shit. But you can control that. You start doing your research, you start putting out documents, and you start showing, hey, I'm not wearing this fucking mask for this reason, that reason, this reason. You start taking control of that. Just like for instance, like the whole television, the whole television set. What does it do really? The television tells lies to your vision. It's telling lies to your vision and installing fear in you. It's a program. So what do? You control that. You control the TV, change the station. Or how about just turning that motherfucker off and be like, you know what? I'm done watching this TV. It's time to start doing something different. Tap into your creativity, reading books, start tapping into energy that you never tapped into. Start doing things differently. You'd be surprised what you can do, and then you start knowing more things about yourself. You start just doing something that's not so normal to you anymore. It was beyond that normal, beyond that comfort zone. So you're able to change that. Remember, you're in control of everything. You know what I'm saying? So this, for instance, like right now, we're on this lockdown. We're in quarantine. Can it control you to a certain extent? Of course, if you allow it. But if you don't allow it, you're able to do more that's beyond what you could even think of. You could go into more of that, beyond yourself. It's more than meets the eye, which you want to get to the third eye. Knowing your sole purpose, surrender to your higher self, surrender to your spirit team, surrender to your 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 angels, you know, those that are for you, right? Surrender to the bigger cause of everything, of why you're here on this earth. And of course, lastly, meditating. To meditate. When you meditate, what do? You go into oneness. You go into more you find your inner peace, your inner self. You start connecting with things around you more. Meditation is very important to do, especially right now. We're in this state of where we at now, right? So these are also spiritual awakening stages. Stage one, unhappiness and emptiness. Stage two, perception shifts. Stage three, seeking answers and meaning. Stage four, finding answers and experiences breakthroughs. Stage five, del- delusionments and feeling lost. Stage six, deeper inner work. Stage seven, integration, expansion, and joy. So we all have these emotions. We all have, there's a lot of us that we carry a lot of weight, we carry a lot of burden, we carry a lot of things that we haven't faced, that we haven't fixed. And this is why we find ourselves unhappy, miserable, stressing with the wrong partners and so forth, because we never made peace with our inner self. We never really fix problems that, instead of us fixing them, we run from them. We don't go inside of us to be able to fix these problems that we have, because the more we carry these burdens upon ourselves, what happens? You just can't fucking break free away from them. It's like it's the energy that stays on you like static. If you be stuck, stigma, right? You're just stuck. So it's very important to know who you are, what you can do to get rid of those what I'm gonna say, those limited beliefs. Remember, you're limitless. If anything, you're unlimited. Think about that phone you have in your pocket or you carry with you that has unlimited text and calling. Remember, you are also Wi-Fi, right? If you're a frequency, think of yourself as that little device that's unlimited. Why can't you become unlimited? What makes that device unlimited? Because we were told that it's unlimited because it's unlimited talking and texting. What about you? If you are also Wi-Fi, you know what I'm saying? So past lives, We all have past lives. There is such thing as a new soul, right? All of us have been reincarnating for millions of years, and in truth, there is no death, only that of the body. And why is that? Because the body stays, of course, in the earth. It goes back to the ground. But the soul carries on to its next incarnated vessel or vehicle. And the spirit, it could either pass on, right? It could stay in the spirit world, or it could pass over. So there you go to 7. It says here, why can't we remember our past lives? All knowledge is stored deep in our subconscious mind, but because we have not sufficiently developed our brain, we are only able to access a very small part of our memory. Well, remember, they say we only use a certain percentage of our mind. So if you're only using a certain percentage of your mind, of course, you're not gaining full access to your memory bank. And the memory bank is really your DNA, your Akashic records. So the more you're able to higher your frequency, you higher your vibration, you expand more your consciousness, you're able to expand more your deeper inner subconscious mind, right? You're able to access more of that memory bank of your mind. So let's move along. 8 rules of reincarnation. 1. Humans are almost always reborn as humans. 2. A birthmark can signify injuries or means of death from a prior life. 3. When people was when people with strong wills die suddenly, they may become ghosts. 4. All our good and bad karma enters our new body with our soul, which is true. When I was talking about the karma that bad karma from whatever the soul encountered. Sometimes even the soul goes through a way where that previous vessel was in made a pact or made a deal, and you had to break that deal or so forth. So let's go. Okay, 5. Doing good karma does not eradicate bad karma. It doesn't. You have to get rid of that bad karma, and there's ways to do that. 6. After death, we are not reborn immediately. No, because the spirit pretty much decides to linger around for a while. The spirit decides sometimes want to rest before it does a transition. Souls become more spiritual and wise through progressive lives. Absolutely. The more you incarnate on earth, the more wiser you become. You become more of wisdom. The more knowledge you increase with everything that you learn, you become more elevated. You become more of that ascended master or that teacher or that spiritual being. The more you're able to increase your physical and mental state of mind, you're able to increase your spirit as well, because everything is conscious, everything is mind. It's mind over matter, matter over mind. So 7, no, did I already say that? Yeah, I already said that. I'm sorry. So go to 8. Very few people are able to recall their past life memories. It is true. But as you see that there is ways to do that. Now let's go to 9. Oh, wait a minute. 8. I'm sorry. No, yeah, 9. Okay. The case for reincarnation is your path to perfection. So you have lived multiple lives. At times you have been rich, poor, a servant, a slave, maybe even a king or a queen, at the least a member of a minor nobility, which is true. All you have to do is go back into your Akasha records, tap into that frequency, that energy, I go into that memory bank, you see for yourself how many lives you had, who you were. Even dreams will tell you. So this is Krab. A scribe is a living symbol created by the underworld matter, symbol of life, rebirth, and reincarnation. The ancient Egyptians revered the daring beetle associated with their sun god. They believed a sacred dung beetle rode the sun across the sky each day. The sun, Ra, right? Because sun Ra, the god of the sun, one of the very first ancient ancient gods of Egypt. The original god, Sun Ra. He always rises during sunrise, right? He always goes through resurrection. Every time he rises and goes down, he rises again. So it's reincarnation rising, right? The sun. So these, it says here myths, but these are not a myths. So Ra represents the sun rising as the rebirth of the sun by the sky goddess, not those attributing the concept of rebirth and renewal. Remember what I talked about renewal? It's like the reincarnation. I said reset or renew. I didn't mention renewal, but here you go. See it right now. It's still the same thing. To Ra and straighten his role as a creator god as well. When Ra was in the underworld, he merged with Osiris, the god of dead. So let's go here. This is the visual elements of the Sanskrit symbol represents the four states of consciousness, right? So here, the world of illusion. 1 is waking. 2 is dreaming. 3 is deep sleep. 4 is transcendental state. 5 is the world of illusion. The veils, the true awareness. So remember, the matrix that's outside of us is an illusion. It's not our reality. We have we have the power to manifest our reality and create our own reality. Once we start waking up from the matrix system, we start realizing the matrix system is nothing but the illusion of Maya, the illusion, right? Once you start knowing that, you start waking up more of your consciousness and you start using the universal consciousness that's around you. The individual superconscious, the subconscious, and the consciousness. What are they talking about? The individual superconsciousness. That's your higher self, your higher consciousness, because you become more with the universe and everything around you. You're able to lift up the veil of the illusion and you start seeing shit for what it is. And of course, the subconscious. What is the subconscious? The subconscious is part of the dream state when you're asleep, right? And then again, you got the conscious. So, reincarnation, right? Djehuty. Again, we already had covered Djehuty. So, this is incarnation. What he incarnated as? Christ. Jesus Christ. Look at you behind him. What does he have? The halo. What is the halo? The corona. What is the corona? It's the crown. Lastly, 13. Dot reincarnation. This is a verse by him. Know the world in yourself. Never look for yourself in the world. For this would be to project your illusion, right? It says here, I thought that the Alatian, master of mysteries, keeper of records, mighty keen magician, leaving from generation to generation, being about to pass into the halls of Amenti, sit down for the. So there you go, ladies and gents. Incarnation. We covered reincarnation. We even covered who is Christ, the master magician, the master of the third eye, the Jedi, the real Jedi that walked the earth. Not what you see in Star Wars. Although Star Wars, it was a good movie. Actually, Star Wars was a documentary of you, the dark side and the light, the Force. May the Force be with you. What did they talk about when they say the May the Force be with you? They're talking about the Kundalini energy is really the Holy Spirit. Okay, so there you go. That was awesome. I was I'm glad that I was able to do that. I was able to knock out the two presentations pretty quick, and I was just waiting to do that, and I found the right time for today to do it, which is makes sense. It's kind of funny how I was like, oh, it's not ready yet. It's not ready. I'm not ready yet, and it was for a reason. It was for a very good reason. See how everything comes in alignment when you're in your alignment. So that's it for now. I'm gonna be working on another project, another presentation. I'm not sure what I'll cover. I'll think of something, put it together, and yeah, this was good to do this and break down the science, the metaphysics science behind Christ, who he really is. Just like you see here, look at the lights. You know, got the red, you got the orange, you got the white. You know, you got the chakras all in there, right there too. So yeah, this was awesome to do. I'm glad I did it. Didn't take me long to do it, and I'm glad it didn't take me long because it took me long the last time. So yeah, I'm gonna get off. I'm gonna go eat something really quick. I'm hungry, so I'm gonna get off here. I hope you guys enjoy this, and till next time, peace and love, and I'll see all you next time. All right, y'all. Have a good night. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you very much for you that joined. Thank you very much for you guys that left uh, your comments. I will get back to them as soon as possible. And it was fun. It was good to do this. All right, y'all. Peace and love. Good night. Enjoy the rest of your evening.